When I find time, I promise I'm gonna upgrade my intro. But for now, what is up, grown up family? I appreciate you for coming back and tuning into this week's Grown Up Podcast episode. Now, I'm in between a lot of different things here with the podcast. I'm having people wanting me to drop more episodes, they like the less, and I'm just kind of all over the place. So I really want to reach out to you guys and you reach out to me. Pretty much, actually, is really what I want to happen. And I want to get your guys' perspective. So, and look at me, I'm knocking over stuff. I can't never just record and not knock something over. Can I just get that out the way? Because I talk with my hands, and so when I'm moving, I'm again getting my life together with this whole podcasting. Have to put on my notes that I have to clear the table when I record, because I literally talk with my hands, so I'm like smacking stuff. That's why y'all hear a bump every now and then in the episodes, because I'm talking with my hands. But anyway, so first and foremost, thank you so much, all the listeners and subscribers. You already know I have to start the episode off by thanking you guys. Without you, the podcast would be nothing, and I am so thankful, so grateful for everyone that's been tuning in all around the world. My heart is full. It's overjoyed. If I can express where I've thought that the success would be at and all of that, it would be this moment right here of people tuning into me all around the world, and just listening and loving what I'm doing and showing support and stuff. Like, I'm smiling right now as I'm saying this, because seriously, when you put your work into something that you're passionate about, and not only do you trust yourself and say, I know there's 1,000 or over thousands of other people who are podcasters, and and I was just saying this when I typed grown up, there's a bunch of other grown up podcast episodes out there, but for you guys to tune into mine, it means so much to me, and I'm so thankful, so grateful. So to you, this is to you, listeners, subscribers, this little speech right here, but okay, love you guys. So anyways, to get back to my poll and trying to get my life together with this podcast, so I need you guys' help. First things first, though, to go along, I have so much stuff that I have to get out to you guys, that I'm like, I have to remember to put in, because now that I'm kind of transitioning into a lot of guests coming on to the podcast, it doesn't allow a lot of time for me to get things off of my chest. So now I'm trying to figure out how I can incorporate grown-up things and interviews, because someone brought that to my attention, one of my grown-up listeners, you guys. So I'm trying to get more perspective, more what you guys like, as far as what works for you guys, what hasn't worked for you guys, what do you love, what do you want me to scratch, because I'm really trying to do the polishes on the podcast, because I'm trying to expand, and the only way that I can expand and grow and do that is if I reach out to you guys. You guys are the ones tuning in and listening to the podcast every week, every other week, or whenever you can, while you're sleeping, while you're in the bathroom, going to the gym, whatever. You guys are the ones that are tuning into me and catching up on the episodes and all that stuff. So what's working for you, what's not, and of course, I'm gonna put my tweak on it, but I want to obviously make this podcast for you guys. This is for you guys. I do this because I'm passionate for audio and I'm passionate for podcasting, but at the end of the day, I want to put together quality episodes for the listeners and make sure that you guys are getting what you need and want out of tuning in and supporting me and listening to me, and me sharing these unique perspectives and ideas and things like that. So please, what I would like you to do is you can email me, you can DM me, or you can leave a comment on the ratings on your whatever podcast app that you stream me from. You can also leave a rating on there. I would love that, and the podcast would love that, so that other people can tune into Grown Up Podcasts. So you can leave a rating on there, and then also leave a comment and tell me whether you would like or if you're okay with an hour-long episode with a little bit of grown-up shit and a little bit of interview, or if you're wanting the multiple episodes throughout the month and you want, just kind of mix it up, a little grown up shit, a little interview. Of course, we're always going to have the artist interview drop if, we can secure that interview with the artist. But as far as regular podcast episodes go, I want to get this flow going, and I want to make sure that, like I said, you guys are getting what you want out of listening to me. So if an hour is cool with you guys and you want me to kind of put together a dope one podcast episode that's an hour long, that's got a little bit of grown up shit and a little bit of interview in it, let me know, and I will kind of do a test trial as far as what that episode would look like. But if you want me to, if you like in the multiple episodes, you want me to kind of spread it out, also let me know about that too. So like I said, email, DM, or you can drop a comment in the ratings, and also give Grown Up Podcast a rating on your streaming or your podcast streaming app. And I want to get in touch with you guys. I want to talk to you guys. You guys are like my co-producers, of the podcast. Like, it's not just me. I know you're the listeners as well, but you guys tell me what's up. What do you like? What do you not like? And I will make some adjustments. Or if you're just like, what, I love what you're doing. Sometimes it's sporadic. Sometimes you have an hour. Sometimes you have 30 minutes. And that's just how life is right now. And that's kind of how the Grown Up Podcast is structured. And you're like, I love the way that you do it. Don't stop doing what you're doing and continue that. So let me know. Life is crazy right now. I'm having so many blessings and accomplishments coming my way, and I can't wait to share it with you guys, because you've been here every step of the way. And I mean, this episode obviously is one of those accomplishments. So got connected recently with the guy that you guys heard in the last episode. And if you haven't tuned into that episode, which I'm going to tell you again when the regular episode finally starts and I stop talking, go tune into that last episode with Bad Boy Billy Sly. So got connected with Sly. He's been so dope. He's taken me under his wing. He's, given me so many words of encouragement, and it's just been such a blessing to be able to connect with the people that I have been connecting with lately. And it just, like I said, it just reassures me and goes to show that as long as you don't close yourself off to any opportunities and to always have yourself open to anything and everything, you never know what will come your way. And so, connecting with Sly has been, I know I sound monotone, but excuse me, that's just me putting on the professional voice, but it's been such a blessing. And so was able to lock in this interview that you're about to listen to and tune into right now with DJ Dee Wizz. And if you don't know who DJ Dee Wizz is, he is the DJ or was the DJ for DJ Dougie Fresh. And if you don't know who DJ Dougie Fresh is, I don't know what you're doing, man. You gotta expand yourself, you know what I'm saying? Open your opportunities. But we get into it a little bit about who he is for real and what he does. And it was a great conversation. It was so great to have him on the podcast. And I'm just excited, man. I can't express to y'all how much my my life is going very fast right now and things are changing so much, but I'm so grateful and so excited. And I think that I am prepared as much as I can as far as just like this point in my life, to receive everything that's coming right now. And so I can't wait. And so I'm just stop talking, and I know because this is getting pretty long, this little intro. Also let me just remind you guys that I'm dope. No, I'm just playing. Go to the description below where all the links will be, and of course stay to the end, as I will remind you to do the same thing, to go to the description below, check out the links where you can go to my latest bot domain website. I'm gonna kind of just say that because I don't know, it's just an accomplishment for me. But go to the description below, check out my website, and you can check out everything All Grown Up podcast. So without further ado, I'm gonna let the interview take it away, and I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all at the end of the episode. All right, let's go. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Grown Up Podcast. Today is part 2 of the 3-part series. So that means if you haven't listened to part 1, I recommend you pause here, go tune into that interview with bad boy Billy Sly first, and then come back, because as I stated in that episode, we're gaining many different perspectives here on the podcast. So without further ado, on to our next guest in the queue is a music producer, music director, and he gets downs on the 1 and 2s as a DJ. So let's welcome DJ Dee Wizz. How you doing? Welcome to the podcast.
Peace. What's up, Derek, man? Thanks for having me, my brother. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited that you're here. So as I stated, you're a jack of many trades in the music industry. So the DJ producer lane is a different game than being an artist, right?
Yeah, it's a different game.
Right.
Actually, especially like in a hip hop genre, in that form of music, it seems like the DJ, the next form or the next phase of being a DJ in hip hop, is going straight into producing your own records with the group that you work with or whomever, getting yourself on as, I'm DJing all these other people's records. I want to DJ my own beats, because you get an ear, to know what the crowd or the audience wants, especially if you're DJing in the clubs as opposed to performing on stage with an artist. And I know we're going to get into that, but it does make sense for a person that started out as a hip-hop DJ, their next evolution does a lot of time go to producing.
Absolutely. So to get us started here, what was it about DJing that sparked your passion for it?
Oh boy, Derek, I actually don't even know, because I was born in the Bronx, and we moved to Long Island in our mid 70s. And when hip hop pretty much started on vinyl form, on wax, I was there to, witness the development of it. DJing, so to speak, my earliest memories, Derek, of why I wanted to get into DJing was like just hearing guys like Chuck Chillout and Red Alert on a radio, right? They were playing the records on a radio station in New York called Kiss FM. And then in the mid 80s, guys like Run DMC, LL Cool J, a group called UTFO, Houdini, all of these groups, they had DJs. All of these groups, all of them. I don't rap. I don't sing. You know what I'm saying? I can't rap and I can't sing. So being that I was already attracted to music because I'm a musician first and foremost, being a DJ was synonymous. It was parallel to me being a drummer. It was parallel to, being a guy behind supporting a group. And I just got into it, bought my first phonograph. That's what they would call it back then, with a buddy of mine. And then back then, man, Derek, guys would get together. We were so young. We would just get together and piece our money together. And you would buy the mixer. I bought one turntable. The next person bought another turntable. And that's actually how you formed a group as well.
Nice.
At their own hands into the equipment. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about concert DJing. Give us a breakdown of what concert DJing actually is and kind of give us a difference between concert DJing and DJing for artists.
Well, concert DJing and DJing for artists. Okay, so there's a guy named Kid Capri that in, I'd say, like the mid to late 80s, he really started making a name for himself, concert DJing as you're calling it. And what that is he was being booked as the artist. He was being booked to say, you're going to come and perform and do your DJ routine for about 15 or 20 minutes in between each act. So suppose back then you had a tour that had about a few groups: LL Cool J, Dougie Fresh, Houdini, or Salt and Pepper. In between those acts, you would have a guy like a Kid Capri, and he would come on and keep the party going. You know, after this act comes on, instead of you going and getting some popcorn, going taking a potty break or whatever, you know, he keeps the party going and keeps, you know, everybody just right there in their seats, enjoying the musical experience. So he transitions and goes straight into the next act. I love that position. Now, that's concert DJing. DJing for an artist is pretty much the artist gives you their playlist. You have the MP3s. Now it's MP3s. Back in the days it was records or instrumentals. You know, you have the MP3s. They tell you how the set goes. They tell you how the show set goes. The playlists. They may ask you, you know, for some of your input. You may already have input. Hey, yo, what about this song? You could put this in here. You may have an edit in your head to their song that you may want to do, and you may want to share that with them as well. But that's pretty much the difference. You're playing for them, and they have a set list, and that set pretty much remains the same throughout the entire tour or whatever. Show DJing, you may also find a set that works for you well, and it's like a general set that, yo, I found this set and it works well for me, this group of records, and it's like a universal thing. And you may use that also, like artists use their playlists, and you may just like have variations of that in different cities. Chicago, I know I got to play such and such, or play more Common or Kanye West, etc. When you go to Dallas, you know you got to play more, etc. Blah blah blah. New York, Miami, etc. You get it? As opposed to a group, they don't have to change their lists. You're going there to see them perform their records. Get my point?
Got you. So you mentioned concert DJing is what you prefer. So kind of expand on that a little bit and why you prefer that type of DJing.
It's rapid fire. You know, I get a chance to condense pretty much an era, so to speak, into, like, if I'm doing a 90s thing or an 80s thing or a disco or funk, reggae, whatever, I'm condensing a lot of information, a lot of music into one small, compact, big punch. And it has to be a big, powerful explosion. You get my point? And that 15 minutes, that 20 minutes in between the acts, it's so energetic. And the output, you know, that you're giving it, it's so much. So that's why for me, I prefer that, because I'm a put your hands in the air kind of DJ. I'm an energetic person. You know, I can get the vibe from me just talking to me now. I love the turn up.
Yes, I definitely get that vibe. That's dope. Nice. Okay, so you've worked with some of the biggest, you know, hip hop legends, including DJ Dougie Fresh. So what did you do that separated you from the rest when it comes to your success per you?
Right. I brought me to the table, and that's one thing that even though you're working for someone else, make sure, you need to know, any DJ or future DJ or anyone that's looking to do anything in the music business, they came to you for you. They came to you. They came to you for you. That I'm not saying that so you can have a big head and be arrogant about that, but there's a value in you on who you are as an artist or a DJ since we're here in this space.
Yes.
So that being said, I know if it's a Dougie Fresh or Salt and Pepper, whomever, I know they also want Dee Wizz to also infuse some of himself into this. You know,
Yes.
so now my background is kind of vast when it comes to music. Big rock and roll background. I mean, you can see my shirt. You know, I went to Juilliard School of Music, so studying classical music, music theory, and symphonic music is in my repertoire as well. So I know, for me, as you said, hey, when they come to you, that's what they want from Dee Wizz. They want that other stuff that may not be included in their music, but their fan base, you get what I'm saying, may listen to that stuff also. So when you have a Dougie Fresh who his fan base is so huge, Salt and Pepper go from teenagers all the way to people in their 50s, black, white, gay, straight, poor, you know, wealthy.
Yes.
And that's a big range of different thought patterns of people. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So their music talks to a certain genre and a certain demographic of people. If they come to me, they're going to want me to also spread it into those other areas because those are the people inside their audience.
Yes, 100%. Thank you so much for saying that, because a lot of people, you know, like you said, it's difficult for them to bring themselves to the table because they're afraid, because they think that that person wants to tweak them or what have you. But it's not that. They don't want to tweak you. They came to the table for you. So yeah, I completely understand that.
That's right.
So just to kind of throw this little information in here for the people so they can check you out even more, because I mean, you're already big enough to check out, but you're a member of a nonprofit organization, Hip Hop Public Health, and is dedicated to fostering positive health behavior change among youth through power of hip hop music. That was a mouthful. But tell me what that means for you.
Well, yes, headed by Lori Benson and Dr. Jade as well. Hip Hop Public Health. A lot of my friends are involved with it. DMC, Ashanti, Salt from Salt and Pepper, Dougie Fresh. A lot of people have dropped off, Derek, as you know, within the hip hop community. COVID was a big deal. A lot of people fell off, brother. And, you know, we have, in my opinion, we have a lack of knowledge for our own health. Big up to Styles P, who is one of the people that are out there being proactive to speak about health. And hip hop public health, for me, it goes right along on who I am. Dr. Jade and Lori Benson, please, I encourage everyone to definitely check out hiphoppublichealth.org. It's an organization that I am involved with, and what we do is bring awareness. You know, high blood pressure, Derek, is a big deal in our community. You know, it's a big deal. I lost a brother from him neglecting his high blood pressure, and then it led to other things. Many other friends from this. So I want to make sure that I'm involved with being vocal about it. And not just this particular one, but charity in general. Let me tell you a secret. It gives back in other ways. It does. It does pay off, man. I really want people to know charity, it pays back. It does give back. Those corny cliches that we hear about the universe, or it's better to give than to receive. The older you get, you're going to see how true that is.
Yes. I agree. 100%. So to kind of switch gears back to the industry a little bit, from your perspective, how has the DJing industry or DJ lane changed for the better, and what are some changes that have happened but need some adjustment to them?
Technology has changed for the better, 100%. So I come from the days of carrying crates. I come from the days of going to buy records at a record store, and if that record store didn't have it, you have to go to another record store, and if that record store didn't have it, you have to go to another record store, etc. I don't know if you're watching right now. Currently, the Wu-Tang series is on Hulu, and there is an episode when RZA was looking for a record. And it was a record. He had to go and buy a record, and no record store had this particular record. And he went and put the word out to a few friends, and one of his buddies eventually found it, and it had to get mailed to him from some other place or whatever. You don't have to go through that anymore, Derek. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you could even just ask me, hey man, hey Dee Wizz, you got any advice on records from the 70s? Hey, a disco playlist or whatever. I could just give you that right now. You could join a record pool online and go and download a crap load of stuff. You know, in my day, you had to go and search and find that. If someone was playing a record that you were unfamiliar with on the radio, you were stuck as into who it and what it was. Now, Shazam, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you're in the store, you're at Target, whatever, and I use it. You know, if I hear something that even DJs that I may hear online, they play something that I don't know. I don't care what it is. If it's something that I like, I'm going to Shazam it. That is a huge benefit. All of the technology, I wouldn't change it. And as far as advancements, the second part to your question, I don't even know where technology is going to take us next, you know, because we're actually spinning music without anything. MP3s are not anything physical. You get what I'm saying? It's not, I can't, here's an MP3 I have in my hand. It's not tangible. So I can't say, well, I can't wait till music is where we don't have vinyl, or we don't have this. Well, we don't have that right now.
Right.
You know, so I couldn't imagine where it would take us without taking away the art form.
Right.
Because you still have to stay true to the art form.
Right. So would you say technology has been a positive for you as far as advancing your career in your lane?
100%, because as from bringing 6 crates or 8 crates of records to an event or cases, and they're about 50 to 100 records in each. So let's say it's 100 records in each case. And I have 6 cases. I have 600 records. I have 8 cases. I have 800 records, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
In your computer, brother. And the average person in their computer has about 12,000, 10,000 just listening songs.
Right.
I'm not talking about edits that DJs have and a variety of different mixes. I'm able to have 10, 12, 100 mixes of one record. You get my point?
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to wrap my head around seeing you with the crates as that's why I'm so like, wow, it's a massive change. And like, I'm so intrigued how, the transition of going from that to now being very digitized. And I just wanted to gain your perspective on the digital and understanding the technologies about it and all. Like, did you have to study kind of the new technologies and stuff like that? Like, how did that transition work for you from the crates, to digitize?
I was a rebel. To be honest with you, I wasn't with it at first. I was a purist. And even so, okay. Full disclosure. So we went from vinyl to CDs before where we are now at Serato, and being inside a computer. We went from vinyl to CDs. I got into that slow, but I knew I would transition there because at that time I was heavy on the road, flying in the air on tours. And it became difficult after 9/11 for you to travel with anything in the airport, yet alone these big cases that are very heavy.
Yeah.
And then the airlines start to discourage you from taking stuff like that by charging you for overweight. Now, prior to 9/11, these type of things didn't exist. Right now, they charge 50 pounds limit, and they charge you for having anything overweight. So it discouraged you from even doing things like that. So I jumped into the CDs slowly. Now, the CDs was a process because you still had to record from vinyl to CD, label your CDs, write what's on it. You get what I'm saying? So if the top 10 come out for the next 3 months, I have to go and make a top 10 CD and label whatever track is on number 6, number 4, etc. I can't just, you get what I'm saying? And that's process. That's work.
Mm-hmm.
Before I go and buy a record, put it in a crate. I know how the color of the sleeve looks, of the cover looks. Boom. You don't do anything. But with this, there was some work. You had to, and after you did the CD, then you had to go and write on like a piece of paper to make the song list, because remember, you have a crap load of CDs in like a folder. Mm-hmm. So you have to have like a song list next to that CD or in front of it, a playlist. So that's also handwritten. So it was work, to get into that. And I got into it slow. When going to digital, when it came out with Serato and Virtual DJ, I wanted to get into that quick, but I was on the road. I was already familiar with using music software because I'm a music producer. I was using Pro Tools, Logic, and all of Reasons and all of the software. So I wasn't intimidated to go to Serato. I was in fact excited because I was going back to vinyl also.
Right.
I went from vinyl to CDs. It wasn't a good feel with cutting and scratching. It was just wasn't a good feel. A lot of us vinyl DJs didn't like it. So when the technology brought it back to brought it to the computer and brought it back to vinyl, for us vinyl DJs, that was great. So I went straight into that. No hesitations. Going to CD, I was hesitant.
Okay. That was a really interesting story. I'm very much like a intriguing type of person. Like I like to go in depth and really take my mind back to that, that part. So thank you for doing that for me. So as we wrap up here, my final question: what advice do you have for DJs / producers on longevity, relevance, and consistency in their career?
Learn your craft. Derek, that is something that I actually really don't like of what's going on in the younger generation is a lack of learning what came before you. I don't know why. And I'm actually going to turn this question around when I'm finished answering it, and I'm going to ask you something.
Okay.
Growing up, for me, we took pride in learning Stevie Wonders, the Jackson 5s, the Temptations. This is generations before me. Smokey Robinsons and that era, the Tina Turner. This is 60s. This is generations before me. And even before that, generations before me with the Ray Charles and all these names that you're familiar with. These are all artists that my generation took pride in learning, that everything that you needed to learn that came before you, because you realize it came before you. And if you have any kind of passion to what you're doing, these people that paved the way for you, I won't call them your predecessors, they paved the way before you. It's smart to look at that, and everyone takes pride in that comes from my generation. I notice now how that is no longer. Now, anytime I look at a reality television show or, a younger artist comparing themselves to an artist that's seasoned or whatever, they're always trying to bring up this age card thing. Like, I don't actually, Derek, understand that. That's
Yeah.
oh, well, grandpa over there, or grandma over there, or such and such. It's like, don't you want to be like?
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, what is that about? Please talk to me. What is that about? The minute you see like one gray hair, whatever, like I don't get that. I really don't. There are people that are older than me. I'm not the oldest human being on this planet Earth,
Yeah.
and there's generations that are still on this planet that come before me.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Like there are older people than me, just like I'm older than you.
Yeah.
Where did this develop? About you're older and I don't want nothing to do with you. I think that is the key to success.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure where it actually originated from.
You have fears, man. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
from my perspective, speaking for me, I've never been like that. I've always been open to everything and everyone and never wanted to close myself off from any opportunities. I've always wanted to learn from everyone, and I always knew that the key to succeeding was to connect and was to have community, and that means people before me, people after me, people who are with me right now, because we're all experiencing the same type of things, just in different, generations or different eras or different time frames or whatever. So for me, that's how I view the world. But obviously, other people view the world differently. And I honestly can't pinpoint why many other people don't think the way that I do. Yeah, but I mean, I would just, I don't know. I mean, I would say maybe the disconnect between, I know that there's a lot of disconnect from, my generation and our parents, and having a connection with them has been hard because they don't understand what we're going through, and we're trying to tell them, and they're like, well, we went through it too, so you can get through it. And it's like, it's not really about that. We have to get more deep. We have to, like, we know that you guys were feeling something when you were going through that. That's what we want to get. We don't want to just get like, oh, you're working in the workforce for 40 years, and like, I think maybe that's the kind of perspective they see it, like, oh, they have this old type of thinking, old style way of thinking. So as soon as I see you, you're just old. Like, it just label you old, maybe. But yeah, for me, like I said, I think extremely differently. I think that everyone's perspective is relevant, and it should be heard, and we should all come together and figure out how to collectively be able to live in peace and not have to fight each other and not have to tear each other down, and you know uh make people feel like they're in a, like you said, in a place that they're not accepted, or they shouldn't be talked to, or anything like that. No one should feel like they're left behind. Everyone should feel like they have someone there for them. So yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe I can get some friends to
No,
talk about it.
no problem with that, bro. Ditto.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna ask around, and I'll see if I can get an answer for you. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let the people know where they can find you, and of course, please, I know you got a website as well, so let them know about the website.
Actually, that's the best place to find me, Derek, on my website, djdwiz.com. DJDEEWIZ.com. I encourage everyone to go there, check me out. I actually have started a YouTube channel where I'm starting to have conversations with some of my artist friends in the business, the way you're doing right now. So I encourage people to go to my YouTube channel, DJ Dee Wizz, as well. Subscribe and check out some of the conversations I have as well there, Derek.
Yes. Well, all of those links will be in the description for you to click and go right away for you to check DJ Dee Wizz out. Once again, thank you, DJ Dee Wizz, for joining me. I appreciate it so much. And that was this episode of the Grown Up Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Like I said, links in the description. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe and be kind. We out of here.